Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome to Sunday School. I'm glad you joined us this morning. Today we are going to be asking maybe the most important question that you can ask, or that you can try and answer. Pastor Joy is talking about Peter, and when Jesus asked his disciples the question, who am I? And what Peter had to say about that. Maybe if you were to ask that of you, what would we say? Are you a son? Are you a daughter? Are you a brother, a sister, a friend? Are you a basketball player? Are you a video gamer? Are you a soccer player? Are you a musician? Are you a poet? Are you a follower of Jesus? All of these things might describe some of you at some time. If I was to think of me, it would be, am I a dad? Yes. A son? Yes. A brother? Yes. A husband? A soccer player? Well, a long time ago. A collector of useless stuff? That's me. A reader of the Bible? Sometimes. A movie watcher? Yep. A Star Trek fan? You know, if you look in my office, you might see some things that would tell you something about me. I've got stuff, summer camp, which I love. Star Trek made me think of that. I've got bobbleheads, I've got soccer stuff, I've got baseball stuff. All of us want to be known. All of us want people to not just know us, but to understand who we are. And sometimes we get very frustrated when we're misunderstood, right? If someone thinks we said something or meant something which we didn't, we can get upset because they misunderstand who we are and they think the wrong thing about us. So this is all about when Peter asked Jesus, who am I? And I'm going to read the scripture for you. It's in Matthew chapter 16. This is the same passage from our worship service today, so if you've seen that already, this will be kind of familiar with you, but I'm just going to read some of it. I'm not going to read all of what Pastor Joy preaches on. So here we go. When Jesus, and I'll read it twice, once from the NIV and once from the Message. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, who do people say the Son of Man is? And the Son of Man is Jesus. That goes back to a Old Testament scripture in Daniel where the coming Messiah is described as the Son of Man. They replied, some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, others say Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. But what about you, he asked. Who do you say that I am? Simon Peter answered, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Jesus replied, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of death will not overcome it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. It wasn't time for that yet. We'll read the same thing in the Message, so you're hearing that a couple of times. When Jesus arrived in the villages of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, what are people saying about who the Son of Man is? They replied, some say he is John the Baptizer, some say Elijah, some Jeremiah, or one of the other prophets. Jesus pressed them. And how about you? Who do you say that I am? Simon Peter said, you're the Christ, the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Jesus came back. God bless you, Simon, son of Jonah. You didn't get that answer out of the books or from the teachers. My Father in heaven, God himself, let you in on this secret of who I really am. And now I'm going to tell you who you are, who you really are. You are Peter, a rock. This is a rock on which I will put together my church, a church so expansive with energy that not even the gates of hell will be able to keep it out. And that's not all. You will have complete and free access to God's kingdom. Keys to open any and every door. No more barriers between heaven and earth and heaven. A yes on earth is a yes in heaven. A no on earth is a no in heaven. He swore the disciples to secrecy. He made them promise that they would tell no one that he was the Messiah. Jesus wants to know who the people are saying that he is. And all through Scripture, Jesus had different names and different things that he was known as. Herod asked him at the end of his life, "Are you the king?" So he's called a king. And he was a king, but not the kind of king they expected. Some people thought he was a troublemaker, that he was stirring up the people against the church at the time, or even against the Roman authorities. Some people thought he was like a servant, that he came to purely serve other people. Some people thought he was a fisherman. Some people thought he was a master storyteller, which he was. He was called the Son of Man. He was called the Son of God. He was called the Good Shepherd. And as a good shepherd, he takes care of his sheep. But when Peter is asked, "And who do you say that I am?" Let's read again what Peter says. Peter is the one, when Jesus says he'll build his church on him, Peter is the one that goes to Rome and starts the church there and was essentially the first pope at Rome. So that's kind of what happened after Jesus told him he'd build the church on him. Peter replies, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And the word Messiah really means like anointed one. You are the one we've been waiting for. You are the one we're going to follow. You are the Son of the living God. So, it's kind of simple this morning, everyone. We're not going to spend a long time. I just want to ask you. One, if you were here, I would say, who are you? And I'd have you describe who you are and what you like and what you describe. And maybe if you log into youth group, we can do that. But the most important question that Jesus asked Peter, and I think it's the most important question we can face as well, is who do you say that I am? And that's Jesus talking, not me. Who do you say that Jesus is? Is he just a good storyteller? Is he a good teacher? A good shepherd? Is he the Son of God? Is he the Messiah, the Anointed One? And if the answer for you is the Messiah, then that reflects how we live our life. We try and find out as much about this Messiah as we can. We log into online Sunday school. We read Scripture. We spend some time in prayer. We do the church thing when we can, but we talk about faith. We investigate faith. We try to find out about this Jesus. And then we live like he would have us live. We follow him. We follow his example. We follow how he asked us to live. So Peter's question, or Jesus' question to Peter, it's good if we imagine that Jesus is asking us that same question. And who do you say that I am? Simon Peter says, you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God. So LPC Youth, what about you? Who do you say that Jesus is? I hope we're all able to live our life according to who we think and who we hope Jesus is. Today I am going to finish with a little song. It's one of my favourites, and I mentioned this song in church a few weeks ago. It's an old song from the 1970s by a guy called Larry Norman, and it talks about different things that Jesus was called, what people called him, and Larry concludes with who he thinks Jesus is. So check out this little video. God bless you. Peace be with you. I'm praying for you. I'm looking forward to seeing you face to face. This week my plan is to get out to see you guys with just a little something to say we miss you and we love you. Thanks for tuning in. Bless you.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Some say he was an outlaw, that he roamed across the land with a band of unschooled ruffians and a few old fishermen. No one knew just where he came from or exactly what he'd done, but they said it must be something bad that kept him on the run. Some say he was a poet, that he'd stand up on the hill, and his voice could calm an angry crowd or make the waves stand still. That he spoke in many parables that few could understand, but the people sat for hours just to listen to this man. Some say he was a sorcerer, a man of mystery. He could walk upon the water, he could make a blind man see. That he conjured wine at weddings and did tricks with fish and bread. That he talked of being born again and raised people from the dead. Some say a politician who spoke of being free. He was followed by the masses on the shores of Galilee. He spoke out against corruption and he bowed to no decree. And they feared his strength and power, so they nailed him to a tree. Some say he was the Son of God, a man above all men, but he came to be a servant